On behalf of the Secretariat, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you. It has been a while since we finished the elections, and time informs the public and the party members through various means of communication about what has transpired and what is about to.
Our program, which is starting on Monday, as it has always been the culture, the party invites the newly elected members of parliament for a retreat in Chankwanzi. This time, the national chairman directed that we should invite all the newly elected members of the 12th parliament for a one-week retreat in Chankwanzi, which starts on Tuesday and ends on 15th. Tuesday, the 7th of April, and it will end on 15th April 2026. We need them in Kampala by Monday, which is the 6th, next Monday, to report at Kololo ceremonial ground for accreditation and COVID testing. Any member of parliament who is newly elected and belongs to the NRM party, and all the independents who are affiliated to NRM and are willing to sign memorandum of understanding with NRM are invited to come for this accreditation on Monday at Kololo ceremonial ground starting at 10 a.m. We expect you to come ready to travel to Chankwanzi on Tuesday. So when you're coming to Kampala on Monday, come ready to travel. This retreat is important because as the culture of the party, we use this moment to bond with the newly elected leaders, to understand their areas, to understand their districts, to understand their constituencies. The chairman, who is the keynote speaker, will give a broader perspective of the party and of the country, and then there are other subsequent presenters that will come and give position papers in line with the manifesto of the party and the general direction of the country. So this retreat is very important. The members of parliament will be joined by Kololo in preparation to travel to Chankwanzi on Tuesday. Pack few things, don't pack many things, because most of the things are going to be given to you from Chankwanzi, especially the uniforms you're going to use for training, and a few things for exercise, and a few clothes for staying at the institute. I will invite my colleague, the Deputy Secretary General, to give us a brief of the programs that we are going to run in Chankwanzi, especially the key highlights of the topics that we shall be discussing with these new members of parliament and members of the Central Executive Committee. Thereafter, we shall receive your questions if there are any. Thank you.
Members of the press, we welcome you to this presser. The retreat for the NRM members of parliament has a theme of aligning the intention is aligning the NRM leaders towards protecting the gains and making a qualitative leap to the higher middle income status of our society. We believe that it's these members of parliament that are tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that whatever goes in parliament is intended to ensure implementation of our manifesto. And as you recall, the manifesto was about protecting the gains as we make a deliberate effort, or as we make a qualitative leap into the higher middle income status. So majority of all the topics will rotate around that. We shall begin on the 7th up to 15th, and there'll be ideological training, ideological topics on ideology of the NRM. As you all know, there are many new MPs, and some are young, many are young in terms of age, and therefore getting grounded in ideology is very, very key. So issues of ideology will be handled on the first day, and then we shall also have a keynote speech by the national chairman on guiding on how we are going to move in this year or in this term and therefore the role of members of parliament. There will be topics on regional integration and geopolitics of the region, and the geopolitics and the global setting of Uganda, and then Uganda's security apparatus and the instruments of the state. Then we shall have the topics on political economy and the theory of Musevenomics will also be a major topic, and then unpacking what we call the higher middle income status in terms of how we are going to achieve it. Then we are also going to look at socioeconomic transformation of Ugandan society through human capital development. And this human capital development is about issues to do with education, issues to do with health, issues to do with the IT, anything that has to do with human capital development. We shall have infrastructure, the role of infrastructure in socioeconomic transformation of the country, and then agriculture will also be a topic that we are going to look at, and then the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, mandate, processes, and managing public expectations. Like I said, we have new members of Parliament who we are going to take through the processes that that take place in Parliament, and how one can be an effective legislator, sharing experiences on practical life and experiences of former parliamentarians, managing cohesion within the party, and how Parliament operates under the multi-party political dispensation. And we shall have, of course, other programs as far as that are undertaken at Nari, and that will mark, we shall have a closing speech by the national chairman of the party. I thank you so much, Right Honorable.
We shall happily close it here.
We shall take a few questions, but also the Deputy Secretary General will give us a summary in Luganda for the Ugandan audience, so that we do a collective thing. Do we have any question? Yes?
Honorable Secretary General, this goes to you. We just wanted to know, we are busy, the total number. And secondly, is the speakership race one of the things that are going to be discussed in Chankwanzi? Thank you very much.
My first question is somehow related to his, how many NRM MPs who are expected, and then the second one is in relation to facilitators.
It is for newly elected members of parliament. But somehow in the middle here, you have been signing independent people, new players that are actually existing now in the current parliament. Are these kind of people welcome, or strictly you are looking at members of the 12th parliament? Thank you.
We are still discussing with the many. We know there are close to about 72 independents. We have about 40 that have already so far signed, and others are promising to come and sign. I know by close of tomorrow or by Monday, most of the independent MPs would have signed with the party, to work with the party, because the majority are members of NRM. We're even inviting members of opposition, because if they are willing to come and learn, we shall invite them to come to Chankwanzi. Because what is going to be discussed in the 12th Parliament is about the future of Uganda. And it is also best to be in opposition when you understand how the government is going to be governed. So it is important that the opposition also should think of attending, if they wish. We are open. If anybody wishes to come, we shall invite them to come and attend. It's very, very important for them to come, because this retreat gives you some of the basics that you might not be able to know. The history, the economic history of the country from post-colonial times up to now, in a way that you will appreciate where Uganda has reached. So if you are a leader, it is important that you really find time. If you cannot come to Chankwanzi, find time and read about them. We are inviting members of the Central Executive Committee of the party, members of cabinet who have been elected back to parliament, the members of parliament who have been elected back to parliament, the NRM senior leaders at the party head office here, and the independent members of parliament that we are talking about. The press will come for the official opening and official closure. So you will come on the day that the president is going to give his official opening remarks and the day that he's going to be closing the retreat. So that is how it's going to run. We are consulting with the national chairman on whether to invite key specific people to come and attend as a resource persons and also to present papers if possible. We are even contemplating of having an opposition-leaning member presenting a paper on the role of opposition in national development. So that is how we are thinking of incorporating some of them in the activities. We are open, we are welcoming, and we invite any positive thinking Ugandan to join hands with NRM and work for the country. Our memorandum of understanding with the Democratic Party still holds because we have not reviewed it and we have not signed a new one. The Honorable Norbert is a member of Cabinet of Uganda and is a newly elected member of Parliament, and he has not expressed any other opinion of working against the party or working outside the party. So he is part of the independent, we say independent in quotes because he belongs to a political party that we are extending invitation to. If he accepts our invitation, he will attend. If he does not accept also, we don't force him. But the party is open and willing to work with the positive-minded individuals. The school is a funded institute by government. If you write requesting for audience, the number, we are only giving little contribution for them to add more beddings for the participants and more blankets. That is all. The food, the training, all that, the school is running because they are funded by government. Thank you.
Brings the end this press conference by the Secretary General. Thank you very much, members of the media and members of the top management for being here.